Hello? Hello, all. Um, Lodi here. Let me just get this set up. My apologies, that chat isn't showing up yet. Let me get that fixed. Let me get that set up. There we go. Chat is now on the screen. Okay, cool. Alright. Hello all. Loda here. Come to the 1K sub special. 1,000 subscribers. That is very magical to me. $1,000 people clicked on that red subscribe button on my channel, and that's very cool. So right now, the current game is, I quote the title here, Freaky Crossroads. And that's where I'll be hanging for a bit. If you would like to join Freaky Crossroads, go for it. Freaky. Oh, I went back to my window and I got blown up. I need to get used to these controls again. God damn, the Super Ball is so much easier to aim in modern Roblox. So, yeah, today's 1K sub special. I'll basically just be doing anything the chat tells me to, because I don't know what to do here. The only thing I really know what to do here is like say that I'm very grateful for the amount of people. Oh, ow. Say I'm very grateful and stuff. Ow. Make my dashing escape there. So yeah, Fruki Crossroads, it's basically a whole mirror course. It's freaky because if you played Crossroads, you know that it's not supposed to be like this. And I'm like it's inverted on the X side. Review old road. Okay, we can do that. Yeah, I just have to set up a window for that. So yeah, we can do that. Just have a whole reaction stream. So yeah, I can set up that up. Let me just set up another window. Very weird doing this live. It's not exactly There we go. Yep. That's good. Okay, yeah. Okay, so that's good. So we're good to watch some old videos, eh? Any preference for the first one? Maybe I should poll it. It has to be something short, so I'll put these options down. So let's put these options down. And now we have to wait for a choice to be made. Play. I can't even play that. It's unreleased. It hasn't released yet. I can't play that. Has not released yet. Try to use a Nintendo Song Stream Challenge. Impossible. I can do that. Actually, what's one of my favorite soundtracks that isn't Nintendo? That's the background theme now, just to spite you. That's the background theme now, just to spite you. Look, the reason I only use Nintendo songs is because they don't get they don't get like flagged by the system. Because every time I try to go in a Roblox game, they always get like some niche copyright song out of it, and I don't know how. So now I'm using Fortnite 10 Hours Lobby theme. Anyways, looks like Egg Hunt 2008 is winning. Actually, no, it's a tie between Part 1. Ooh. Who's gonna win? 2008 or Part 1? A poll. You guys keep tying it. What am I supposed to do? Put it on at the same time? We need one more vote for either 2008 or RB Part 1. I'm excited for the tower defense one, for the April Fool's update. I think that would be pretty funny. Unlucky me though, because I'm Australian. And all the April Fool stuff comes out at like midnight for me. I can't do that, man. I'll be stealing from art. I'll be stealing from art. April Fools, I quit YouTube. You're not in Australia, liar. My time right now is 10:52. Look, I'll be stealing from 2art, okay? We can watch a 2art video while we wait for the votes. They did.
Oh no!
Oh my god, I gotta add. I'm not giving art free advertising. I'm not giving art free advertising. That's also more proof that I'm Australian because I gotta add about quokkas. What other country has quokkas, man?
Well, guys, as you've read the title, quit YouTube. Now, I've been thinking about quitting YouTube for months, and it's just been very hard for me, man. Life's been very hard on me. First off,
has the poll went anywhere yet? RB Part 1-1. RB Part 1-1, okay? RB Battles Part 1-1. We can watch that. It's probably gonna come up when I search up Lotakune. Popular.
Oh no!
I got another ad about quokkas, okay? This is proof that I'm Australian. I'm not gonna give myself advertising money either. Oh my god, 3-minute ad. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Shut up, Fortnite. Here we go.
RB Battles! The most epic thing you'll ever see in your life. And I don't use the word epic lightly. The ultimate competition that consists of your favorite YouTubers, like Creekcraft,
what in the world?
Dennis Daly.
I just picked that Creekcraft video out of like thin air, by the way. I don't even remember where I got it from. That Creekcraft video just came out of nowhere and I just downloaded it. Not as like to keep later or anything, don't. Not as like to keep later or anything.
And even Flamingo.
I hate my life!
Get ready for the most epic
I had to
Roblox
dig
event
deep for that,
ever.
surprisingly.
Or so I was told. Was this event a little overhyped? Or is it as good as they say? How about we find out today, inside this stupid little review I made.
I tend to reuse a lot of music from the Extravaganza 2010 video, simply because that video has such a long soundtrack. That soundtrack was so big that I kind of have to reuse music from it.
RB Battle Season 3 is an event hosted by Sabrina from Terabyte Games, DJ Monopoly, and Russo Plays. Yep, that's right. These guys entirely funded a whole Roblox event. and is somehow doing better than Roblox fun and events in 2022.
I thought this did worse. I thought Walmart Land had more dislikes than 11k. Apparently not. I thought Walmart Land did worse. 11k to 15k is still awful, but...
I wonder why. The event is based around a YouTube series where popular YouTubers fight one another in games that participate in the event. TLDR, this event has a lot of games. Some games I question why they're even here, but that's not the point, for this section at least. Since this is a Roblox event, people can get free accessories by participating in the event. My job is to tell you guys on how to do these objectives, and since this is a fully fledged review, I'll be judging these according to what I find fun, which is fact. No, it's not. And if you disagree with me, you're wrong. You're perfectly free to disagree with me, it's just my opinion.
I was so tempted to cut out the ghosts and just leave it in as just saying that my opinion is fact, but you'll see the comments later and you'll pretty much know why I put in a ghost there, so people don't hassle me.
Who said that? I should have probably mentioned this sooner, but before the event started, there was this big concert that you could attend. You get a badge for attending it, which is pretty cool. Anyways, when the event launched, each game didn't give out badges just then. Instead, each badge was rolled out in a daily fashion. Day 1, Piggy opened its badge. Day 2 was Funky Friday's turn, you know? I think it's a good way of rolling out objectives, since it gives players time to collect each badge without being rushed to do so. Each game participating, except one, has a badge that you can collect for completing an objective. Most objectives are stuff that YouTubers in the videos actually have to do, while others feel kinda rushed. The participating games in order are Piggy, Funky Friday, Shopping Wars, Welcome to Bloxburg, Super Golf, Wacky Wizards, Tower of Hell, Arsenal, Sonic Speed Simulator, Adopt Me, Build a Boat for Treasure, Jailbreak, Mount Everest Climbing Roleplay, and the main event game.
Oops. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. Why did it skip to this far? Sorry about that.
Collect each badge without being rushed to do so. Each game participating, except one, has a badge that you can collect for completing an objective. Most objectives are stuff that YouTubers in the videos actually have to do, while others feel kinda rushed. The participating games in order are Piggy, Funky Friday, Shopping Wars, Welcome to Bloxburg, Super Golf, Wacky Wizards, Tower of Hell, Arsenal, Sonic Speed Simulator, Adopt Me, Build a Boat for Treasure, Jailbreak, Mount Everest Climbing Roleplay, and the main event game. Oh god, that is a lot of games. Let's get started, I guess. Piggy has you competing in a challenge map where you race with other players. You access the challenge map with this little button in the corner of the main menu. The first one who completes the map wins the badge. This was rather annoying as you basically had no idea what to do without the help of a guide or something. Also, once someone wins, the whole game resets, so that makes this whole thing even more annoying. Like, you gotta do this like light puzzle, then you gotta go pick some wires of some kind, find some numbers around the map or so. Then once you get onto the rocket ship, you gotta do this like fixing pipe thing, and then putting batteries inside these little pockets, and then you gotta find 4 random scattered around symbols which are connected to a code, and then once you finish that, you beat the map. God, that was overly convoluted. Good thing is that when you know what to do, you basically win the map because everyone else in the server most likely doesn't know what to do. It wasn't too hard, it took some tries, but yeah, that's the Piggy challenge. Woohoo, that's our first badge.
I still kind of agree with that sentiment. Piggy was so overdrawn, you know. Piggy was like, yeah, it took so long, and at the same time, you basically needed to like use a guide unless you watch the RB battles, which is like a very small slim of people who actually like did both. I'm not sure. But yeah.
Funky Friday had you do some pretty
I see a
challenging
video
parkour
recommended that
and
I'm
set
pretty
order of
interested in.
points in a
We can watch
rhythm game
that.
challenge to win a badge. They later nerfed the parkour section, so it's a little easier now. And by a little, I mean a hell ton easier. They fundamentally butchered all the challenge in reaching the easy part. Speaking of easy, the rhythm game part is actually really easy. Even for me, someone who is completely useless at rhythm games. With all the criticism received from the Row Beats challenge with the last RB battles
I'm
event,
bad at
I
video
could see
games.
where they were coming from when making the actual rhythm game part easier, but I still don't get why they nerfed the parkour part. Also, on the side note, doesn't it feel kinda iffy to have an unofficial Roblox remake of an actual game be a part of an official event? The original developers thought so too. Just kind of a hitch I had when completing this badge, you know?
Yeah, and I still feel iffy about this because it was this game was also included in the hunt, and that was so strange because isn't this game like under some heat still? Like the original developers of FNF like literally took their songs out of this game because it was making profit without their permission. So it's kind of strange.
Shopping Wars had you compete in a game mode with other people. First one wins gets a badge, whilst others have to try again. Before getting into gameplay, I just want to know, what happened here? Everything's a total mess. There's way too much sound effects. Sometimes you just get randomly killed and everything feels just very cheap and rushed. I guess that's why it's called Shopping Wars. Anyways, you pick up stuff from the shelves and you take them to the checkout area. When you complete your cargo bar, you go into a room that opens up to collect an overly massive keycard. You later take this to the escape pod and open up the main hatch with the keycard. What a mess. It's so much to the point where you have to feel bad for both this game and RB battles. Hopefully I won't have to talk about this game again.
Anyone know what's the deal with RB battles? Like, anyone know what the deal with RB battles is? What's the deal with Shopping Wars? Like, was that a game that came out of nowhere? I'm getting sidetracked here, but I genuinely want to know when this game released. Holy 33% like to dislike ratio. Holy moly. Like, this was made in 2021. But this feels so strange. Sucks that this game pretty much got like tossed into the wayside by RB battles, but you know. Looks like they're working on other games now. Anyways.
Bloxburg had you travel to a maze and complete it to earn a in-game trophy.
Banger game. Banger game. Play the game, please.
In-game trophy. No badge, nothing. Just a little trinket you get and can place down inside your house. They did the same thing last time and it kinda just serves no purpose.
I guess I'm missing something here on why this game has been included for this season as well as the last, but I guess that's just me since I heard other people don't mind this nearly as much as I do. One thing I'll say is that the maze challenge looks pretty high quality and it's very fun to complete.
This is pretty well built. What I will say though, I got so much flack for saying this because people was like, oh, it's paid. Bloxburg is paid. That's why it has no badge, Loda. And I'm like, yeah, why is it even in the event in the first place then, at that point? This game literally has no standing, and I don't know why it's even included. Is it because it's popular? I really don't know.
Super Golf had you complete a brand new course under the certain requirements. Either beating the whole course with under 88 strokes or faster than 11 minutes, you earn yourself the badge. This is hands down my favorite badge objective in the event. Super Golf went above and beyond with this one, having a very fun map with difficult but fair objectives. I don't think any other objective in this event can top this for me.
Anyone else agree? I know someone who really hates Super Golf. But I'm gonna have to say it. Super Golf is probably the best objective. Best badge. There's no competition there. Super Golf is the best badge in the whole game. Whole RB Battles event.
Wacky Wizards had you compete with others in a parkour
Just reading
minigame
chat.
with random effects. Doesn't matter if you're first or fourth, you get the badge either way if you just reach the end of the obstacle course. I think this objective is pretty good, but also somewhat leaning on the easy side. Not that I'm complaining, the last thing I want is a massive difficulty parkour mission involving really tough jumps.
But I feel like there could have been a lot more variety inside the obstacles present here. Maybe certain obstacles can be a way to incentivize players into choosing certain spells. That way, the people who choose certain spells get rewarded by opening paths that otherwise wouldn't be available for someone who chose a general upgrade. Increased speed, jump height, etc. TLDR, I want spells to mean something more than just no risk max reward upgrades. I'm probably just thinking too hard for something the devs came up in a matter of minutes.
Overall, pretty good, easy objective.
I feel like it could have been improved upon, but it's still pretty good.
Nothing much to say there. I still agree with my past self.
Tower of Hell had you do an insanely difficult parkour challenge. 3 times. Each time you reach the top of the tower, you collect the halo piece. After grabbing all 3, you then go to the tippity top of the central tower and then open a door. Doing this, you'll earn the badge. Now, I did say insanely difficult, but if you notice there was a small asterisk on the end of that part, that's because this challenge has the potential of being incredibly easy. See, there's some boosts you can buy on the shop menu, ranging from small jump boosts to literally being invincible. Also, it's server wide, meaning if someone in your server bought one of these boosts, the whole server benefits from it, making the whole tower essentially a cakewalk. Yeah, this happened to me, and thank God for this being a thing, because this objective would be potentially one of the worst ever for being too overly difficult and flat out unfair with so many obstacles the game throws at you. This objective was
Yeah, this game is stupid. You either join a server where someone bought invincibility, or you rage quit halfway through because of how stupid this objective is. I don't know why the game was made like this. I don't know, man.
simple, nothing more or less, but has the potential ability of making players rely on someone who spends their coins to make this challenge a little easier or a ton easier.
Arsenal had you do a target training mode. Completing it in under 90 seconds gives you the badge.
Man, is it just me or has this game just
Kinda haven't existed. Anyways, the target training mode is pretty fun, thanks to Arsenal's feels. It's pretty smooth and it'll just take someone just about 3 minutes to complete, unless you're a mobile player, but playing on the phone already sets you up for disappointment. Overall, pretty fun objective. Sonic Speed Simulator had you find switches on a large obstacle course. Finding 25 out of the 30 switches scattered around the map and making your way to the top of the central tower will earn you the badge. Since the map is centered around a large tower without cities, it can be rather tedious if you happen to miss a switch that's all the way down, meaning you have to travel all the way back up again if you happen to go down there. There are more switches than how much is required to get the badge, however, letting you skip most without being punished with an overly long climb back up. Pretty good objective, but I do happen to find it funny how a Roblox event is sponsoring an official Sonic game rather than the other way around.
Same thing with the hunt. It's funny how Roblox is sponsoring Sonic in this situation. It's weird.
Adopt Me has you going around the main hub finding 3 crystals to activate. A blue one, a pink one, and a green one. After that, you get on top of this castle thing to collect yourself a trophy as well as the badge. This objective serves its purpose and it isn't that offensive. Could have been a lot more ambitious, like maybe a puzzle or something to complete before collecting a crystal. That might have made it a bit more interesting or so, but in the end of things, this really is an objective of all time.
That dumb little animation I made. Its inspiration was from... Does anyone remember like Skylanders, like slider puzzles? That's what I based that animation. I'm trying to find like a good video of it. I'll look for it later.
Build a Boat had you play around in its PvP mode. You get a badge for being the longest alive. You can either play this with the whole server or invite friends to serve in a private match. Doesn't matter either way since you get the badge for going either option. The fun out of this objective came from how janky Build a Boat is, as well as some of the wacky hysteria that came from putting a gigantic chain gun on a tiny boat, only for it to fall over. Overall, pretty fun objective. Kinda unfair when the fun part comes from how janky the game is, but still really fun. Jailbreak had you do a free floor obstacle course, each floor having its own obstacles to deal with. This objective was nice, nothing overly interesting. The obby part was pretty easy and had some nice variety to it. One part of me wished it had something to do with the robbery system Jailbreak has put in place, you know, the thing Jailbreak's mostly known for. But another part of me is happy that that wasn't the case, due to how easily campable that would have been. The objective we got right now is, it's good. Mount Everest climbing roleplay had you climb Mount Everest. I kinda dislike the objectives that just have you play the game up to a certain point to get a badge, but this seems to be the only case in this event. And boy does it make itself present. It was overly tedious and it took so much time just to get a badge. Also, who designed these ladders? Are the people who are trying to make me a landmark by turning me into one of those cryogenically preserved corpses tagged on Mount Everest? Surely there has to be some safety regulations to this. D-, you did an objective, but try it in the worst kind of way possible.
Yeah, and that's all my opinions on the objectives. Can we do Egg Hunt 2008 after? Yeah. I was planning on doing that anyways. We have about 4 more minutes of the video. 3 more minutes.
At the end of the day, after redeeming all the badges, you get yourself the Winter Wings 2.0. Sort of grand prize for the mixed mash of quality objectives you got yourself done. If I had to be honest here, I would say this was a major improvement from last year's badge objectives. That year had some questionable and plain out bad objectives more so than the high quality badges. I much rather prefer the stuff in this year. It averages out to a more fun experience, you know? Wait, what do you mean I only nearly collected 9 badges? The main game itself, which I haven't really mentioned yet, is a really fun minigame collection.
I still don't understand that.
I would say this was a major improvement from last year's badge objectives. That year had some questionable 9 badges.
Why did they do this again? I don't remember. I'm sure someone in the comments has probably like said this 100 times, but I don't remember why they did this again.
The main game itself, which I haven't really mentioned yet, is a really fun minigame collection with a cool lobby to explore. Its minigames are very high quality and really fun, to the point where it was borderline addictive sometimes. That's a good thing, I swear. Oh wow, more prizes? Call me intrigued for this one. The RBB chain was obtainable for predicting 50% of the winners of each challenge correctly in the tournament. It's a pretty neat looking chain, reminiscent of the Gold Leica series, but with a RB Battles twist on it. You would vote through the little terminal at the front of this massive pile of portals in the RB Battles game. The RB Battles crystal ball was attainable for predicting who won the whole competition, who turned out to be Tanker. So congratulations to all Tanker fans. Man, Bella should have won. In terms of designs, I wish this was a gear. I know Roblox doesn't
Still stand by that. Ibella should have won.
do gears anymore, but it kind of just looks awkward floating in front of you like that. The battle beam was attainable by claiming it through the voting terminal I mentioned earlier. It's a cool looking sword, reminiscent of a popsicle. The RB Battle Soda Cup was attainable through an exclusive code handed out by star creators. This kind of backfired with fakers trying to fool the community via fake giveaways, which led to a hilarious interaction with Creek and one of the fakers. Anyways, this is a pretty cool item, nice colors. But I again wish this would have been a gear because I felt like it would look better that way. The bandolier just kinda doesn't fit with the design. And that should be it. Nothing more. Nothing more. RB Battle Season 3 was a nice event. Comparing it to the last season, or even some other pretty samey events, I think it stands up on its own as a great event. Everything that was handled by the RB Battles team is really good. The prizes, the building, the exploration, it's all extremely polished. On the other hand, the other games were handled pretty flip-floppy in terms of quality, you know? Well, yes, it's better quality than last season. I still think it could have been improved to its fullest potential if a little more coordination was put in it.
So that was me putting RE Battle Season 3 to a needlessly high standard, and it passed most of it. After all, folks, this is my opinion. You don't need to agree to everything I say. If you guys got some talking points on what you find fun, put them in the comments. I love to hear you guys' opinions and stuff, and try to have a discussion, you know? With all that being said, the score I'm giving this event is... Wait, Hey, what's happening here?
So, what were the opinions on that video? I still think this was one of the best conclusions. The background music I used for the conclusion, I love it. Very much.
To all folks, this is my opinion. You don't need to agree to everything I say.
I absolutely love Return to Dreamland. One of my favorite Wii games. That song is very good. G tier, thank you, Jeb. 11K views I got. Now we go to the actual popular video. My most popular video, Extravaganza 2008. Oh my god, I plan on remaking this whenever I work on Egg Hunt 2012.
The future
What is... Okay.
of your business is here. With Wix, you get advanced.
Yep, you all just gave me ad money. So, next video, Extravaganza 2008. My first rather big video. And yeah, let's get it started.
Everyone has their fair share of favorite Roblox events. Some enjoy the
God damn, I sounded young. Oh my god. To be fair, I did make this 2 years earlier, but... God.
annual spooky Blocktober events. Some enjoy the tricky nature of Giftsplosion events. Some may even enjoy the uninspired and bland monthly sponsored events. But now, we all have one thing in common.
I say out of all videos on my channel, this is probably the most epic Rico one. Anyone else agree?
And that is... the fact we can't enjoy these events anymore. That's right. During early 2019, Roblox just flat out cancelled their event schedule. And they opted out to just do this live ops thing that never really went anywhere. And then they did these really bad dev hunts for 2019 and 2020 as their main big event. And eventually transformed into the Metaverse event, which was alright. But that's the problem. These events used to be amazing. Something that you would literally time travel to go play again because of how fun it is. And now they're just alright events that just happen every now and then. Nowadays, we don't really mind the fact that there are no longer any monthly events happening. We just can't really mind the fact.
Dude, unironically, I was actually very excited for whatever Fly Around the World could have been. Because it has new game for some reason. And it's like a Fly Around the World. Like, it was a sequel to like one of the most weird, like one of the most placid events ever. It was a sequel to this event, which was sponsored by Finding Dory. I'm like, how could they make a sequel to this exciting by introducing a new game for some reason? Stupid. It's so strange why they decided to do that.
That there are no longer any monthly events happening. We just kind of live with it. But let me tell you a tale about the annual event that brought the community together to do one simple objective: hunt down the eggs. Egg hunt wasn't always the same. In its infant years, egg hunt was known as extravaganza, or nowadays called egg drops. These egg hunts didn't take place in one big game. Instead, this took place in every game at the time. This was a smart decision on Roblox's side, as every Roblox game at the time weren't as complex as games nowadays. The system went like this. Each game had a timer added to it. When the timer reaches a certain quota, eggs will begin to rain all over the place. Then, after the timer reaches another certain quota, the eggs will stop raining. In Egg Hunt 2008,
Don't take my word for that. I do not know. I don't think I knew what I was talking about back then. I just kind of saw that if it reached, like, if it was a certain time of day, eggs would begin to rain. That was just my best case guess of how that worked.
the event lasted for 1 hour at starting 11 AM at PST for the first 2 days, then lasted for 4 hours, also starting at 11 PST on the final day. Egg Hunt 2008 contained a whopping 11 obtainable eggs, as well as 3 unobtainable eggs made by Shaletsky as a troll. Most of these eggs you just walk to and pick them up. The other few you have to do some kind of objective, which, considering it's 2008, they're not too overly complex. Now, I wasn't around during 2008 on Roblox. Earliest I ever joined was early 2013, which also happened to be the same year which I had my first egg hunt. But in order to capture the footage of obtaining these eggs, I went into a reboot of sorts. Egg Hunt 2008 reboot, made by a fan of the egg hunt that wanted.
So sad these got taken down. They were probably the most accurate recreations. But now we have Endy's version, so that's good.
To capture and emulate the egg hunt experience. I'll leave the game in the description for anyone who's interested to play. It's worth noting that all original 11 obtainable eggs are limited items now, meaning you can buy them or trade for them, and 2 of the 3 unattainable eggs were made available through other events, including the recently Metaverse event where you could attain the blue egg, whatever it was called, I don't remember. You walk to it and you pick it up. That's the objective. The blinking egg teleports around. You need to collect it.
Quick note, I really love every single animation I did for whenever I introduce these eggs. I hope I get to do them a lot more, like wildly, in the 2012 retrospective video and in the eventual remakes. So yeah, look forward to that, I guess.
And it's typically easy because you just typically go after it when it's not teleporting, you know? In the reboot, I only seem to find these eggs inside the actual Chaos Canyon sub-area with the big room and stuff, which is kind of weird, to be honest. The bouncing egg of Boing Boing has some pretty funky physics in the reboot, which is honestly quite funny. Basically the same gist of things, you just walk up to it to collect it, preferably when it's not bouncing extremely high. But yeah, you can collect it however you want, falling from a cliff like a mad dog or some other way. Doesn't really concern me. Mostly because this event is like way past over, but you can still collect it in the reboot. This is gonna be a trend for the next few eggs, isn't it? The kind egg of sharing needs you to have 3 separate people touch the egg before it is unlocked and available for collection. Unfortunately, I don't have 2 other friends with me to help me collect this egg in the reboot game.
understandable. Who want to hang out with Lotakune anyways? So, maybe you can have 2 other friends to help you and get better luck at getting this egg. God, I was trying way too hard to sound sad there.
Funny Wii chess music. Yeah, what an opinion so far. Oh my god. Where did you find those Roblox players? What? Congratulations, missing the Neapolitan crown. That came from a code, didn't it?
The puzzling egg of Enigma is all about chess. You know, in case it wasn't obvious with the whole checkerboard background and its introduction and the chess part back when I talked about the eggs. But hey, let's talk about the egg. Surprisingly, this egg is 100% objective based. It's not another one of those you walk to it and you pick it up. Instead, it challenges you to a chess game which you have to beat in like 1 move. I don't know how this chess game works exactly, like I think it may be broken in a reboot or like I'm not sure how this chess board actually works at all. The egg's got a neat design being a checkerboard pattern because chess. And it's a nice change of pace to have an egg that's entirely objective based instead of being a variable of, hey, you walk to this egg and you pick it up. Hopefully the next egg will also stick to the same objective based theming. The Invisible Egg of Shadows is a transparent egg that just flies around the map. It clips through things, and it's basically a ghost. And the objective of this egg is... collect it while it's visible. Man, we're back to just collecting eggs again. I shouldn't be surprised, it is 2008 after all. So anyways, when the egg...
I don't know why I complain about that. It is 2008. That is a good excuse. It is just 2008.
isn't transparent, that means you can collect it. It has a transparent design, which is pretty cool. Not many Roblox items are transparent after all, and the egg also looks pretty mysterious in general, being a shadowly gray design. Just kind of fits with this aesthetic of old Roblox horror and how old Roblox had this scary old fashion to it. The Golden Egg of Kings is a really mean egg. He hurls insults at you, saying that you're not royal enough to pick him up and you need to be higher on the feudalism pyramid scale or something. I don't particularly want to remember being insulted. Now, the method to unlocking this egg is that you need to wear a Roblox catalog item. That item being crowns. Now, this is an objective alright, but it's a pretty dumb objective, I'm not going to lie. The golden crown costed 5,000 tickets at the time, which I'm gonna guess and say it wasn't particularly easy to earn. For those who don't know, tickets are old Roblox currency that you get 10 for logging in every day for free. You would also earn tickets through people joining your game. And tickets can be exchanged for Robux. This feature was removed, but I don't really want to go into detail because it's an egg hunt video, not a bad mistakes made by Roblox video. So after you put on the crown, you can collect them. Yay! You get to wear an egg that was mean to you before. This egg is a literal gold digger, I'm not gonna lie. The bombastic egg of annihilation has got to be the most annoying egg in the whole event. For some reason, the Roblox admins thought it was a...
This is where my hatred spawned. This is where a worldwide hatred spawned from.
good idea to give homing rockets to an egg that randomly spawns every couple of minutes. This is a whole nother level of Roblox pain, next to Dodge the Teacups of Doom by Clockwork. The egg itself is just reusing a pretty popular texture, known as the bombastic texture. You might have seen it a lot of times in limited trading. It's been a texture in Roblox for like ages now, and the egg looks fine with it, but I still can't get over the amount of times I died to the homing rocket in a reboot game. It's actually terrible. But hey, at least I got this cool footage of me
Egg
jumping
expert?
on the bombastic
Yeah,
egg.
he might come back. I wouldn't want to hit at anything, but yeah, he might come back.
The Wanwood Egg of Somg is an egg that at first appears really big. It's a massive egg, massive chunky egg. But as time passes, the egg becomes smaller and smaller, and when the egg becomes, you know, egg size, you can collect it. Any other time though, it's just gonna flat out kill you because of its massive chunkiness. Yeah, the egg itself is also reusing another limited texture.
Why didn't I include song names in the 2010 video? 2010 was like
in my opinion,
kind of
it's
rushed.
pretty disgusting looking,
So I just put them in the description, like in the
it
Gifsplosion
has
video.
Wanwood stuff.
Difference is that the
Tends
Gifsplosion
to
video is
be
going to become
disgusting.
standard now. I'm
Like
going
the
to put
boing
music
boing
in
egg,
the
it also has some
description
pretty
rather
funky
than in the...
physics. And hey, it's pretty
video
funny to see
itself.
it bounce around in the reboot game.
Because
with
it gives
its
me more
massive
views.
size. That's all I really have to say about this egg. Yeah. The legendary egg of Gygax isn't an egg. It more closely resembles a D20. In order to collect the egg, you just kind of have to wait for it to land on 20. This egg is pretty rare. Not really being one of the more collected ones, probably because it has the word legendary in its name. But you know, you could kind of call it the beginning of Fabergé eggs in a way. The egg design is just a D20, but it's like got a cool green thing. Its numbers are in Comic Sans, and it's pretty cool looking. I don't really have much to say on the egg design because it's not really an egg to begin with. And yeah, it's pretty cool.
Love Bramble Blast.
The cracked egg of Ponage is the very first admin egg, but instead of the admin just joining the game and using his launching powers to summon in an egg for the community to hunt down for, this involves a little more fun for the player. You see, the admin egg drops from an admin wearing a very specific hat, the bunny ears of Caprice. All you have to do is just kill the admin to obtain the egg. That's right. As most egg hunts go, the cracked egg of Ponage is the most rarest obtained egg, which leads to it being the most expensive egg in terms of limited value. Only selected admins could even equip the bunny ears of Caprice, and if someone gets their hands on the bunny ears of Caprice when they're not meant to, well, simply put it, Roblox added a countermeasure to this in the form of, well, blowing up anyone who isn't these few selected admins. Funny quirk, really. This hat single-handedly broke most Roblox games that have a custom hat inputter, allowing players to kill people by blowing them up. The egg itself is gotta be my most favorite egg design. Number one, it's not using the same egg mesh that every other egg uses, and number two, it's so basic in terms of color that it will fit with like tens and thousands of different avatar combinations. The one downside being that this is the most expensive egg from the limited list. Also, this egg managed to pave the way for future admin eggs, even though admin eggs wouldn't be reintroduced for a while. Also, the reboot game has this funny feature where a fake admin spawns and you just kill him. Then he drops an egg that you can collect. I like it. It's very funny. Thank you, reboot game. There's not really that much I have to say in this section due to how limited Extravaganza 2008 was. Extravaganza began at March 20th of 2008 and ended 3 days later on March 23rd of 2008. And I explained the time schedules early on in the video. The community at the time were having a hard time finding the eggs, so they reacted by making games that take advantage of the fact that eggs are falling out the sky.
Also,
These
Loda,
games are known as egg funnels,
has your
and they
score
sound exactly
changed for the
what they are
2008
like.
video?
They're big funnels.
I don't
that
use
all the
decimals
eggs
anymore,
fall into, so the
so
community
I'll probably
can
round
pick
it
which eggs
down
they want.
from whatever
Which eggs
decimal
they
it
don't
has
want.
right now.
Nothing else to really
What I
mention
call this
in
event, like a
part
2.8?
because of
Yeah, it's
how
probably
limited
like a
the
2 now,
Extravaganza
or 3.
game was. So I guess
Depending
we
on
can
how I
move
feel
to
on
the
a good
final
day or not.
section. This is the last segment of the Extravaganza 2008 part of this video. You know, being the
3.7?
actual review part.
And it's a free
Reviewing
now,
will be based
probably.
on a 1 to 10 scale, 1 being bad, 10 being good.
Depends
given
on how I
the
look at it
basics.
now, fully.
Extravaganza has certainly showed its age as a time before Roblox had the exact formula planned out for each of its egg hunts. And while it's not as bad as the 2 modern dev hunts Roblox has came out with in its most recent installments of the annual egg hunt, it's certainly not as good as the hunts that came after it. First thing I want to say before I actually get to the reviewing part is that this is me purely going off the experience I had in the reboot, and it is the most accurate modern recreation that I have at my disposal. And while I won't be reviewing the map itself, I will be reviewing the gameplay that the map was filled off. I already said what I wanted to say about the eggs and how much enjoyment I got off of them, besides one, but how do these eggs actually blend into gameplay with all of them bouncing around the map causing chaos? Well, they don't really blend in that well. The bombastic egg is still the most annoying thing ever, as its homing missiles kills me every single time I try to do something. And while I might be at the fault of the map being really wide and open, and how I was alone the whole entire time, meaning that it only has one target, I still see the bombastic egg as a major letdown in every aspect of good game design. Easy fix to the bombastic eggs as well, just don't make the missiles homing. Another thing I want to say before finally giving a score is that this whole format of eggs raining down everywhere could have been planned out more, and while it's 2008, I think the event would have massively benefited if the admins put more thought into the eggs objectives. Therefore, with Extravaganza being a rather unique experience, I don't think it should ever leave its era that it was created in. The event personally gets a 3.7 out of 10 for me.
And now we have this part. And that's the video, guys. How'd you guys feel about that one? To the 8 people who are currently watching. Is Rax even still here? I give it A tier. Thank you. I'm not planning on the stream to be super long. I might do like 2 more videos if you guys feel up for it. All the stream is really here to say is that it's just thank you for 1k subs, you know? What other videos should we watch? You guys want to watch the newest video? 10 out of 10 video, I think. 11 out of 10, personally. What do you guys think? Turkey hunt? It's 6 minutes. I can do that. Yeah.
Other match.
Okay. I'm giving myself more money.
Now, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving.
Hit the music. Hell yeah. I love Sonic Mania's soundtrack. Thank you, Roy. I appreciate the kind words.
Hi, Lotakune here. Now, it may not be November anymore, but why not talk about a neat little 2009 event? The Roblox Thanksgiving Turkey Hunt. Overly long name, huh? It's like they looked at Egg Hunt and then looked at a turkey and went, Now, the reason why this event was notable was that 1, it wasn't a contest, which was a rarity back then, and 2, it had a fun little custom game. Also, it's a 2009 event, which gives me a reason to use this cool thumbnail color scheme. So why not get on with it, eh? The event began on November 24th and was housed in an event game titled Roblox Thanksgiving Turkey Hunt. During the event, you can earn free items from the game. Roblox as well released 8 items into the catalog. So without further ado, let's check out the game. Uh-oh. So, since the game is deleted or something,
Very sad
I'll
that
be
it got
playing a
deleted.
reboot of the 2013 game. Wait, why are you playing the 2013 game? Because Roblox got lazy and entirely reused the 2009 event to 2013. Huh. So anyways, Turkey Hunt, developed by Roblox themselves, is a round-based minigame type game. Minigame type game? What the hell? You start out in a shack with a table, shelf, fridge, and oven. Once you leave the shack, you're met with a dining table and a big open field with turkeys scattered around. First thing I want to say is that the building is relatively nice. Very simplistic, but that's mostly entirely because this was 2009, you know? Come on, the most advanced games at the time were a wobbly base plate and a paintball arena. Oh god, they made it spooky! There's some wood towers sprinkled around the map as well as the old iconic Roblox.
Some of the
fear
jokes in this
trees.
video was actually
Some hills
good.
here and there and oh,
You know, I know how to
The
be
round
funny
ended.
sometimes.
huh. Anyways, there's actually a pretty
I
secret
just choose
spot
not to
up
be.
the roof. You just gotta go through the chimney and whoops, the round ended again. Why don't we actually talk about how the actual game works? Oh, the round ended. Each round you're tasked with collecting turkeys and bringing them to the dining table at the house. 2 types of turkeys spawn around the map. Normal turkeys and golden turkeys. Golden turkeys are worth more than normal turkeys. Mind you, there's this third turkey type in the 2013 game. And I'm not sure if it was
I
a
don't
part
know
of the
why I went on a
2009
tangent
event
with this.
version at all. It's not mentioned
I could've
anywhere in
just
the
watched the
Turkey
old
Hunt
video.
2009 wiki, and it might have just been a thing added to
I
the
don't know why I
2013
thought
version.
it wasn't in.
Besides that, everything else is largely the same. The winner's decided by who has the most points at the end of the round. Turns out I was wrong, this turkey's actually in the hunt, and 2013 it proves itself to be more unoriginal. If you pick up this turkey, he increases your walk speed by a significant amount. And that's how the game works. Oh, the round ended. Free prizes were able to be obtained during the event. First off, the Gobble Gobble was attainable by winning a round. You win the round by having the most points. This hat is very much stupid. You got a funny little turkey with a nose with some feathers on the back of your head. Wacky little hat, huh? Pumpkin pie, huh, I see what you did there, was attainable by baking 314 pies. Remember that fridge and oven?
This
You'd have
video
to
feels
run
so
to the fridge and
unscripted
grab a raw
sometimes. It's
pie and
actually
run it
hilarious.
to the oven to bake the pie. 314 times. Good luck. Also, your pie baking stats don't save, so if you disconnect, then uh-oh, I guess you need to bake 314 times again. I like the gear. It's got an encrusted pie symbol on top of it. Also extra points for being a gear. You know, I like gears. The golden turkey is attainable by entering the secret location on top of the shack. You can either get the help of someone to use the Staff of Winds, more on that later, to fling you on top of the shack, or do a painstakingly hard jump to reach the top. Wowzers, a reskin of the hat introduced in the same event. It's the same stupid hat. Here I introduce Wit. Wacky items introduced during Turkey Hunt. I classify these items as Wit because they're wacky little items. We begin with the long braids, a neat little hat. I like its design. We then move on to the felt captain, a neat, detailed hat. Oh, what's this? It's the
I
Pilgrim
wish I spent more
Bear.
time
he
talking
says really
about this
nice
part.
things to you.
This corn is
Yeah, I could do roaches next.
amazing.
Oh, but so does his rival, the
I really like
Nature
the-
Bear.
I really like,
Happy
you know,
Thanksgiving.
It's a tense area with 2 enemies facing each other.
You know what? It'll probably be a really bad idea if I continue with this joke, so I'm gonna scoot on over now. The Bear Man. Oh, this isn't much better.
I really like the catalog
War
items, and I wish I spent
a
more time
deadly
on
weapon
them.
where you throw it towards people. Another deadly weapon is the apple pie. Dear God. This weapon has the potential to kill so much people. I mean, just look at the DPS on that thing. The Staff of Winds is a gear that was used in the main game itself, and it's heavily associated with the event. The staff allows
This
you
feels
to
like a
fling
joke
people.
video I would upload on April 1st. Unironically.
In conclusion, the Thanksgiving turkey hunt of 2009 was certainly a event. It was fun, but it's pretty forgettable as a whole thing, I think. I like the prizes, but most of the info on the event is lost to time, really. It wasn't actually that well documented unlike other events I covered. There's missing dates, prices, and other things. But hey, in the end of things, all in all, this event was pretty fun.
One thing I hated about that video. One thing I really hate about that video. I didn't give a score. If I had the ability to remake it, I would have given it a score. The event itself was like a 6 out of 10, by the way. Anyways, what was the next video? Roaches? Yeah, we could do that.
What could possibly...
Another ad. Let me just look at like another thing real quick. 4 people watching. That's what I get for making a reaction stream. Anyways. Roaches.
Rotris! What is it? What can it be? What does it taste like? Who knows? Except I do. Rotris was a 2008 Roblox event that took place during November 26th to December 16th. It was a small event that was held in the game Rotris. Who knew? The Rotris event game itself was a modified version of another game titled Rotris. Wowzers. The original Rotris was a Roblox version of Tetris, recreated by Stravent. Or Lego X back then. Stravent was an advanced scripter as well as a forum moderator. Notable achievements include winning a spring block party contest, as well as being a creator of the original kart ride games. The actual event game version of Rotris was placed on the Roblox account for the event's time period, and included some cool prizes. Rotris, as I said, is a recreation of Tetris. Basically, every rule that applies to Tetris applies to here. Line up Tetraminos in a horizontal line to collect score. The
more lines you complete at once, the more score you earn. If your Tetraminos pile up over the dropping point, you lose. God, I really just explained Tetris there, didn't I? There are 3 difficulty modes: easy, medium, and hard. Each mode scales the speed of which the Tetraminos drop. You can rotate Tetraminos, drop them faster, and change their position, all using the arrow keys. This is a pretty good recreation of Tetris, especially impressive that this game was created in 2008. Same year with the bombastic egg. Enough said. 4 prizes were able to be earned for completing achievements in the game. The Rusty Tetramino of Competence was earned through mustering up 100 score in the game's easy difficulty setting. The hat resembles a rusty L Tetramino shape and fits pretty nicely on top of the head. The Silver Tetramino of Accomplishment is earned through scoring 100 points in the game's medium difficulty setting. The hat resembles the S Tetramino shape, great ass guys, in a pretty neat shiny silver material. And then there's the prestigious Gold Tetramino of Mastery, which is earned through gaining 100 score in the hardest difficulty setting. A challenging achievement for those who are daring. The hat itself is a gold upside down T Tetramino. All 3 Tetramino hats are cool so far. I wonder what the last hat looks like. The Blue Steel Egg of Genius is earned through collecting 150 points in hard mode. Little story behind this egg. Whilst Extravaganza 2008, video plug, was doing Extravaganza things, Shaletsky made
Old thumbnail.
eggs to troll the community.
Old thumbnail.
This egg was one of the troll eggs, and it was repurposed
God, that thumbnail
for a
was so
Roblox
ugly.
Tetris event. Why? The egg looks neat, having the iconic blue steel texture that many Roblox at the time used, but kind of a confusing debacle if you ask me. This was a neat little Roblox event that had a fun game that tagged along with it. All 4 event items look really nice and remain as collectibles nowadays. Roadtrip shall always just be remembered as this cool little 2008 event that had Tetris in it for some reason. Any footage used in this video will be linked in the description, as well as a pretty neat recreation of the game I used to record some footage. Also yes, that Extravaganza 2010 video? Yeah, that one? Yeah, that's gonna come out soon.
I don't care about the rating for this one. It was a mini retrospective after all. Look at it now, I probably would have given it like a 8. Probably? 8 or 7? I think 8. Yeah, I'm more confident with 8. Now, we should choose one of these 2 to end off the stream with. One of these 2. Which one? Which one? You know what? Let's watch Giftsplosion. This is a momentous occasion, and I really love this video.
Oh, hey all, Lotakune here. Since the whole space wormhole thing, I've been overdue to my house payments, which, you know, naturally caused me to get evicted. So now I live in a tent, in a public park, in a town that has a decline of rubbish bins. You know, it's kind of fine here, other than my tree-hugging neighbor who keeps throwing random garbage at me. Back! Look, I said I was sorry for saying the wormwood texture was ugly, which I'm right in. So let's just get along, right? I'll be here for a while, you know. Anyways, it's Christmas. A perfect time for me to capitalize on talk about Giftsplosion. Giftsplosions, the good old tradition where Roblox will release gifts with cryptic descriptions onto the catalog for players to deduce to obtain, or otherwise buy if they didn't meet the requirements. Last year, I talked about Giftsplosion 2007, so logically continuing from that front, I'll talk about 2008. But looking at the amount of content in Giftsplosion 2008, that's it? I can't make a somewhat long video on that. So with that conclusion, I'm also lobbying in Giftsplosion 2009 and some other extra oddities from the same year into this
This introduction is very reminiscent of the other video I was working on at the time. I was working on merchandise at the same time as this one, and they had very, very similar introductions in terms of editing. And, you know, I'm very proud of this, like, introduction style. I really like the whole infomercial type.
Video. We'll be taking a look at each year's gifts, talking about their objectives in an in-depth manner, and, of course, revealing each gift's prize. It'll be a pretty cool experience. So grab some hot cocoa that's preferably hot, and a blanket to keep cozy, and let's get on with it, eh?
You can expect more musical openings to happen soon. I think I'm doing one for like the Extravaganza 2008 remake, and I'm doing one for the Egg Hunt 2012 retrospective. Like, I have those storyboarded already. You can expect those videos to have these like elaborate openings, because I really like doing this.
After a year from Giftsplosion 2007, the Roblox community weren't really expecting any sort of
I
continuation.
don't really mind people having access to like unlisted videos. Most of them are just like, you know, there. Gotta find my mouse. Where is my mouse? Why is it? Hello?
The only events at the time to get consecutive sequels were the Halloween
My mouse
Treasure
is,
Hunt
like,
events, whilst contests
missing.
and other seasonal events took center stage for each year.
That's weird. I don't like that. Now I can't like really see where everything is. Hello? My mouse is just kind of like gone. Like my cursor isn't on screen. This is so weird. I gotta fix this somehow. Anyways, if you want to look at like other stuff I have, yeah, you can look at that. Like, I don't inherently care that any of these are like people. Like, I showed this off before. I showed this video off before. Everyone, like in a previous live stream, everyone could see like this video. I gotta like, oh my god. Gotta like navigate through a minefield. Like, I showed this in a previous live stream. It's a very good introduction as well.
Let's start this video with a little
my
thought
cursor's back.
experiment. A new game popped up in your recommended. It's got a whole bunch of people playing it right now. Something about surviving zombies and going to church. You join the game and it's, well, mostly filled up to the brim with people who look like they're just starting out Roblox. Well, anyways, a bunch of zombies are heading your way, so you look into your inventory. Alright, so there's a laser gun copied from the free model section, as well as an outlandishly realistic looking gun for some reason. However, what sticks out to you the most is the melee option. It's a sword. A particularly old looking one to point out as well. This might not look odd to someone who's been on Roblox for some time now, but it's still interesting how something that
I'm
is
really proud of
probably
this
older than
introduction.
50%
I
of
am
the playbase
really proud of
nowadays
this
is
introduction.
making its way into a newer game released this year. Okay, what about another example? Let's take one of those haha funny randomizer games. You join a game which is currently hosting a pretty modern looking map. Okay, well, maybe not this modern. Yeah, that's more like it. You get a couple kills, didn't do particularly amazing, but good enough to feel good about it. The round ends, and here comes the next map. Once everyone loads in, you start to get a feel for it. There's a glaring red almost alien-looking sky, downcasting on this abstract place. There's spires and scrapers dotted everywhere with bridges connecting from one place to another. Hold on, is that the so classic studs? Well, I mean in this case, you can't really help but think this to be something from a more classic older era of Roblox. So let's face the question at hand. Why is this outdated tool and odd looking place found in more modern looking games? I like to call this phenomenon the legacy status. Classic stuff that have a long-standing relationship with the Roblox community, such as Crossroads or the Subspace Trip Mine, gain a very highly regarded nostalgic reputation due to its affinity with the eras they originated from. Because of this icon status in the community, they find their way into modern era games, reminding older players and introducing newer players to the legacy status items. This creates an almost never-ending chain of popularity with the community, as newer players are influenced by these older looking maps to talk about them or reference them in their own games. For games like Rocket Arena or gears like the Pizza Gear, the timeline is pretty much lined up for them. However, taking a look at the sword as well as its relation with this rather odd looking place, its history is a lot more varied, with different versions, additions, events, and inclusion of even more swords that have a sub-legacy status attached to them. In this video, I want to explore the very interesting history of Swordfire in the Heights, with its initial conception, addition with each iteration, and where it stands today as a legacy status game. Basically exploring how this became this. So let's
production. Anyways, back to the explosion.
I mean, there were people who were practically begging for the event's return, and there was a gift in February and October, which could hint at something. But realistically, where could that possibly go? So it was met with everyone's surprise that on December 5th, a GIF appeared in people's inventories, along with a blog post posted by Shaletsky announcing the return of Gifsplosion. And so began Gifsplosion 2008, starting on December 5th with the first gift being handed out, then ending on December 23rd with the last gift unboxing into an item. A total of 7 gifts were released onto the catalog, which is somewhat strange, seeming that this is less of a gift total than the event last year, but also to who, I guess. Gifsplosion 2008 followed the same formula as its predecessor, with gifts being handed out to those who meet the requirements told by the descriptions in the style of hints and cryptic descriptors, then eventually going on sale for a set varying price for those who didn't meet those requirements. A standard continuation of last year's event. But by looking at whatever old community reactions I could find, this event seemed to be really popular, which intrigues me. How could an event that's objectively inferior to last year's installment be more popular than said installment? Hopefully with looking at the gifts, we can deduce if it's because of more well-thought objectives that explore some newer features, or generally better designed gifts and items that will become iconic with the community. Anywho, we won't find anything out by just sitting around, so let's start looking into these gifts. As mentioned, each gift had a special cryptic description which alluded to a requirement for the players to follow in order to grab the gift for free. These descriptions can vary in difficulty, either being really easy or really hard to obtain. After the gifting period ends, each gift was put on sale for a select amount of Robux. I'll list the prices in the corner of each gift I talk about, but keep in mind Robux was drastically way more valuable back in 2008 compared to now, even with the whole tickets to Robux exchange system being introduced only a month prior to the event. So if the prices seem really low to you, just know that those prices in today's Robux economy will probably be inflated to high hell. I'll also list the release date and other relevant information for each gift as we go along. So let's get started, eh? First, the Crimson Gift of Good Citizenship. This gift was the gift that surprised a lot of players on December 5th when it first appeared in their inventories. The gift has a mahogany red colored exterior with a bright silver ribbon, a basic but really nice color scheme. The promotional image for this gift showcased it having a brighter red color to its box, which you could just kinda chalk it up to it being rendered in whatever 3D modeling software Roblox used to create this gift, probably Autodesk Maya. I have to say, however, that I much rather prefer the final color scheme it took, compared to the more brightish red the promotional image had. The description read, "You received this gift if you had logged in since December 1st and you had no moderation actions against you in this past month." Pretty straightforward for what's supposed to be a clue, but this gift served as a freebie that any player could earn. As long as you weren't banned or warned during November and logged in sometime during the last few days of December, you would have received this gift for free. A standard evolution of last year's shiny blue gift of niceness.
Next, the Chancy gift of Rochambeau. Rochambeau has always seemed like a funky word to me. Anyone else?
What's also funky is this texture, with one side of the gift box having a weird slate-like grey brownish texture that looks like it has cave paintings on it, whilst the other side has this abstract wood grain texture with lines that look nonsensical. All of this tied together with an out-of-place pink hue ribbon. Funky, right? But I honestly can't help but love it. I don't know, it's weird but it has its own sense of style. The description read, "You had to beat Telemon at rock paper scissors to win this GIF." The GIF had a theme of RPS, with the whole Rochambeau title and beating Telemon at rock paper scissors thing, so its requirement followed suit of that theme, with the player needing to have the word paper somewhere in their profile bio, as a response to Telemon's challenge. After doing so, the GIF will appear in your inventory, acting as some kind of response from Telemon. Kind of unfair as he effectively has several days to respond to your paper, but who knows what the result could be. Going along, the lucrative GIF of mercantilism, really showing Roblox's capitalistic materialism with this one, huh? I mean, the GIF is quite literally brandished with a repeating texture of the old Robux and ticket icons on a black canvas. And to complete the whole fancy rich theming, the ribbon that wraps the GIF is gold. Pretty gaudy, but it's one of the few GIFs with an actual pattern, which looks nice. The description read, "A GIF wrapped in money? Now that's classy." Remember that exchange system I briefly mentioned? The player had to use that system at least once to obtain the GIF. Honestly, another freebie because the exchange system was probably really popular back during this period, as it was just only introduced. Additionally, people would take any chance to get Robux for trading their old stash of tickets, which makes me think that this GIF was probably mass collected during this time. Really good objective honestly, as it showcases a new feature only just introduced. Next, the neon GIF of actualization. The GIF's box has a bright, pure yellow color with a texture that kinda reminds me of melted cheese. It's weird to say that, right? But it's kinda similar. You just gotta saturate the cheese a bit. Like, there's even divots and rises in the texture that make it look like a substance. The ribbon takes a reflective white color with pastel pink and blue.
I'll probably
lines,
end stream
which
after
complement the overall highlighted yellow box pretty well. The description read, "A GIF anyone can attain. If only they believe it is possible." Very abstract hint, but this description led to the comment
I'll
section
end
of the
stream
GIF
probably
itself. Nowadays, official
after the
Roblox
GIF
items
explosion
don't have comments
2008
enabled.
section.
It's been like
Sorry,
that
there's
for
a lot
while.
of vacuum cleaning going around.
Almost all items in the catalog had comments enabled by default. This even stretched to games as well. All the player had to do was just to leave a comment in the description of this GIF box to grab the GIF. Now, the tragic GIF of reparations. This GIF does something quite unique, as it uses a brand new base mesh unseen before this event. I mean, it's the same GIF box model, but it includes this tag now, which is really neat. The box has this kind of orange, cartoonish lava texture, which slowly fades into black the farther the texture strays away from the middle of the top part of the box. The ribbon takes a crimson red color, which contrasts heavily with the subdued black parts of the box, whilst also blending with the orange parts of the box pretty steadily. It makes the overall hard to look at composition, which I can't really help but see as ugly. The new addition, being this tag on top of the box, has this cartoonishly gritty paper texture that looks really rough, or almost like sandpaper, which only further cartoonishly complements itself with a Comic Sans font stating "Sorry," signed by Telemon. At this point, I can't really tell if he's sorry for this awful box design or for the adjective. Speaking of which, the description read, "Telemon is so sorry for bloxing you. Here's something shiny." This description gives clear detail that the player had to be bloxed by Telemon at one point, presumably in a brick battle or sword fighting game like Sword Fighting Heights, for example. This GIF acts as apology for Telemon killing you. I don't know how one would be able to open this GIF if they're, dead, but I guess it's the thought that counts. This GIF acts as a kind of reverse for the Black Iron GIF from last year, where instead of bloxing people, you get bloxed instead. Going along now, the Royal GIF of Kings. He never seems to go away, huh? The GIF has a vibrant purple box, which fits well with the theme since purple as a color has always had an extensive history with it being associated with royalty. To top it off, the GIF is wrapped with a ribbon of gold, which displays a more accurate portrayal of the gold color compared to the lucrative GIF's ribbon. Who has some more class now, huh? Anywho, the description read, "Another loyalty." If the snobbish name and parallels to the golden egg of clowns isn't enough, this GIF is drawing mentions to how the player had to have a crown in their inventory. The list of crowns that are applicable for this GIF is pretty extensive, including items that are on the cheaper side. There's some event items here as well, like the Ice Crown or Domino Crown. Heck, you could even use the Golden Egg of Kings itself to grab this GIF. I guess he really is considered loyalty, despite how snobbish he is. Lastly, the Barrel GIF of Ambassadors. The GIF box has this really nice looking ice texture that looks really good, especially with all the dark cracks in between and... Wait a second.
How long did it take to outline every asset?
Bombastic print? You know what, on second thought,
You would not believe how long it took. All of these are like custom renders I did in Roblox Studio. Holy moly. It took so long to get everything done. the average for me per like every minute of edited footage is like an hour. At least half of that hour is done, is like making every asset look nice. Because there's a ton of assets that I custom made in here, and oh my god. But yeah, that stuff took so long.
I don't really like this design. The description read.
I'm pretty sure I have like a public Google Drive document that I posted onto the Discord server that has like all the assets. Here we go. Here we are. Here we are. Yep, this is pretty much everything you ever need to know about this video. Yeah, I even custom made like these little funny parts. Little behind the scenes for Lotakune, by the way. Little behind the scenes content. You got a little Santa over here. The best Santa hat, besides the military, of course. So many renders as well. We love stroking. Mind you, this is probably going to be 10 times easier if I... This is probably 10 times easier on a...
Read. This gift was awarded to Roblox's most
Premiere
successful
Pro, but
ambassadors.
I
This
choose to
gift
use
had
an
to do with
outdated
the
editing system from
Roblox
2013.
Invider badge.
So I have to
Not
pay the
an
price of that.
That was introduced a further year later in April of 2009. The Invider badge had players encourage others unfamiliar to Roblox to sign up.
Will there be a
Back then,
retrospective on
during
the 2007 Halloween
2014
event?
-ish, the register page on
I probably
Roblox
won't
had this
begin with
little text box
2007.
where you could put your friend's
I have
username
much
as a
more
person
ambitious
recommending
ideas
you
for
play
Halloween
Roblox.
videos.
Having your username be put into that text box for a separate time to award you
I don't
the
really
Invider
get
badge.
to make Halloween
The gift
videos
basically
regardless
has the player
because
needs to
exam
own
week
this badge to
happens
obtain
on
it
October
free.
for me.
So yeah, pretty cool. Now with all the gifts out of the way, I like to say that all these objectives feel pretty much aligned with 2007's objectives, as it didn't really do anything to improve on those requirements. Only really rehashing certain ideas, and when even innovating, they're not really going too far off from the 2007 roots. It's not really a bad thing, as this was only just a second installment, and Roblox was still probably just trying to find that grip on this formula. But I feel like it couldn't really hurt to see something a little bit more ambitious, especially when there's fewer gifts than the year before it. My favorites here are the Barrel Gift, Royal Gift, and Lucrative Gift, as those seem to do more than the standard bunch. They all genuinely look nice, as well as showcase new features only just introduced at the time. Huh? What do you mean criticizing a 15-year-old event is unfair? Well, Rotress was just before this event, and that was probably one of the coolest events they ever made back then. So, you know, I thought it would have been cool if they carried over that level of innovation. Oh, come on. Quit complaining about something you probably don't even like.
Alright.
As said before, each gift box game.
Anyways, yeah,
has a prize
stream
on
might
it until
end
period
soon.
ends. The cool thing
I
about
don't
this is
know,
that you get to keep
because
the
I don't
gift
really have a lot
boxes
to talk
that the prize
about.
came out of, essentially giving you 2 items for each gift you earn. I mean, people probably won't choose the big old wacky box over the actual item, but it's really nice to have these collectibles, you know? Each item from this year's Gift Explosion is Go Unlimited.
How was
which
Trevor's
allows these
voice done?
exclusive collectibles to be
Was it
traded
just
around
Animal
at high
Crossing?
value. I'll be listing the parent item's gift name.
Trevor's voice was done with this little website I found called animallease.js. So then I usually I set it like in between of like the middle point and Isabel. And I just put in like lines. It's like, hi, I'm Trevor. I hate anything that isn't. Can you guys even see this, or is it just a white screen? Oh, that's. Let me just. There we go. And let me just put this on the YouTube channel. Do you remember the game Heroes? I hate anything that isn't Wanwood. I think that's his exact pitch as well. I think that's Trevor's exact pitch as well, so yeah, I'm basically a master at this. Yeah, that's also a high pitch for Trevor. This is perfect, Trevor. Now you can make your own Trevor fan-made videos, like the Trevor fan cam. What else would Trevor say? Zan would sucks. When would better. Then there's like a little short on words thing, which makes everything quicker. Really quicker. So I just fluctuate between longer sentences and shorter sentences. And that's basically the Trevor way. Trevor's like a character that will never get any voice acting, by the way. I always want Trevor to be funny little Animalese guy. Anyways, back to this. Whoop. Just keep moving the stream template. The corner along with a rough pricing outline of their limited state as to show how much they've grown in value from their original gift price. There'll also be a accompanying date that will show when the box was opened, as they vary with each gift's release. But out of the way, I don't know anything.
Crimson Gift of Good Citizenship opened into the racing helmet, a really nice looking item. It doesn't completely fit the head of a Robloxian, but it covers it enough to where it hides the face and the head details of the character. I really like its style, especially when it draws its inspirations from accessory pieces of LEGO characters from older LEGO sets. The black visor and the helmet piece, along with the bright flame decals, give it a really cool color scheme too. All in all, a pretty cool item that can work in a lot of sets. Next, the Chancy Gift of Rochambeau opened into a pair of scissors. Kind of strange, but this is pretty much on par with the gimmicky items Roblox will publish around this time, like the lump of coal or
give
the
you
vegetable
information
hat,
about Halloween
where the main
too.
order of
I'm
these
already
items
pretty
is
knowledgeable
just
about
out of place
Halloween
item placed in your head. In that aspect,
events.
a pair of scissors fit pretty well, especially with its cool reflective metal texture. It almost makes up for how much pain a player would be in if they wore this item, as it kind of just sticks
I'm
into
already
the scalp
really
of the player's
knowledgeable,
head. Telemon had the last laugh after all.
so you don't need to do
Going
that.
to the lucrative gift of mercantilism now. The gift opened into Explosion, a spiral of tickets that form a kind of tornado or whirlpool coming from the top of the player's head. This was the first centrally
Like to prove my big brain energy for Halloween events. Like, did you know in 2008 there was a Halloween contest that was tied in to Yorick's resting place? Did you know the prize was 3,000 Robux? Yeah,
ticket themed item.
I'm pretty big brain when it comes to that stuff.
Despite it ironically costing Robux. The
Some
main
PewDiePie
texture of the
quotes.
tickets
Oh
on
my
the
God.
Explosion will go on to be used in other iconic ticket items, including pretty much all the accessories sold during Tixpalooza. Pretty cool, huh? Next, the Neon Gift of Self-Actualization opened into the Fort Fortress, a really abstract concept for a hat, having the main shape of it be a skeleton of a pyramid. The color scheme is also rather unique, with the edges having a silver coloring whilst the vertices have a blue marking on their axis points, giving it a futuristic vibe. It reminds me of those old math questions that tested how many matchsticks it took to form a triangle or something. Kind of a really strange item, but its abstract style is really appealing to me.
Name 2 is also really cool, despite it not really being related to the accessory itself. Continuing, the tragic gift of reparations opened into the helmet
I
of
don't
the
even
Clash of
have
Bolt,
false
a
information
unique
anymore. This
warlord-looking
video.
helmet that continues the series set up by the 2007
Come on,
helmets.
man. This 52-minute video has no false information in it. Okay. 51-minute video. Whoops.
Secret Fire. In fact, there was another helmet element in
I'm not the misinformation spreader, okay? That was one video that I got wrong.
introduced earlier this year, the Helm of Frozen North.
And it's only like minorly, okay? It's only minor wrong corrections. And I'm gonna own up to it soon, okay? Chill.
Making this helm the third in the series. This helmet features a cool bright yellow lightning symbol and a slightly yellow-black helmet. A really nice looking item and a great addition to the series. Going forward, the Royal Gift of Kings opened into the Golden Hat of Bling Bling. With all the relations to crowns or loyalty, I would have expected some sort of crown, but instead it's a tasteless top hat that's blinged to the brim with dollar signs on it. Yeah, this item's pretty iconic, even having an equally tasteless package be published to match this hat. Only over 6 years later, but anywho, cool item overall. Finally, the Barrel Gift of Ambassadors opened into the Ice Skull of Nevermore. Now, this is a sick-ass accessory. Using a unique shade of blue along with a really nice ice texture, as well as just generally having a really cool mesh that's based on the Riddling Skull, this item would have been already really cool enough to become a community favorite. But they went even further. They made the hat transparent, which is a really big deal as only a few Roblox accessories at the time had the luxury of being slightly transparent, such as the Ice Crown or the Invisible Egg of Shadows. This hat is one of the most unique and awesome designs Roblox has ever created. A really stellar job. All in all, the items awarded during this event feel very unique and special, with all the items feeling like they had a lot of care and effort put into them to make them look really nice. Besides maybe the scissors, those are just a pair of scissors. My favorite accessories from this batch are, of course, the Ice Skull, the Fort Fortress, and the Racing Helmet. Look at you, you're wearing snot-covered wooden antlers. Look, I get that I'm supposed to be nice to you in order to get along, but you really play into your own jokes. In conclusion, I can see why the community thought really highly of this event. 2008 was a year that saw more of an influx of newer players compared to 2007, which meant that this explosion served as an introduction to the event to many new people, and in my opinion, it did a really good job of that, without having any obscure or weird objectives or gifts, as well as having really well designed items for each gift. With all the really nice items and really unique gift types, this event served as a pretty good continuation of Giftsplosion. However, there are less gifts in 2007, and most of the objectives, whilst being very simple to comprehend, are mostly just rehashes from last year, with very little in terms of new. So with all those downsides and upsides counted together, I hereby say that this event is a pretty clean 7 out of 10. I know, seems pretty redundant to give it the exact same score as last year's event, but it not really innovating on anything from last year balances out all the streamlining and good lasting first impressions this event does on the formula, so it makes sense to me to give it a score that's comparable and close to last year's score, by giving it the exact same score.
The Ice Skull of Nevermore is the best hat in 2008 in my opinion.
What do you mean this event deserves a 0? Just because it doesn't have the ugly Wandwood antlers? Again, you really are just playing into your own jokes. Maybe you look past the fact that not all events will include something related to tree hugging or Wandwood. You could probably open up your eyes a bit to see that there are more good events than just Giftsplosion 2007 or Extravaganza. Heck, the fact that you're even going after something you defended earlier shows how quick switching you are. Just saying, that's all. Anyways, it's time for Giftsplosion 2009.
And you can watch that on your own because oh my god, it's like triple, it's like almost triple the length of this part alone, okay? However, I will compromise to get the stream over 2 hours. I will watch the conclusion.
Think of it as a bonding exercise. We'll make something nice for him to unwrap. I'll make the thing inside, you make the box. Is that alright?
Alright, let's do it, Wanwood friend. In conclusion, Gifsplosion 2009 is a true evolution to the Gifsplosion formula, introducing lots and lots of newer concepts seen in the Gift objectives, having some really good prizes that aren't too formulaic, and heightening the relationship with Roblox and its community with frequent blog posts and forum talk. It feels strange to think that this event really happened after Gifsplosion 2008, a very similar event to Gifsplosion 2007. Again, it's like it's from another reality or time travel back in time from a future installment. You had stuff like game creation, limited integration, generous thank yous, which really tied this whole event together into a really cool experience. It's difficult, a bit unfair at times, but it still proves to be something of a fun time. Going forward, I hope to see every subsequent Gifsplosion follow in the steps paved by this one, whilst also fixing some issues that this Gifsplosion had. With all that said, I'm giving this event a generous but realistic 8 out of 10.
Whoa.
Mom, I had a cool looking hat from Santa.
Good job on the gift wrapping, Treva. I hope he likes it. Hey, Treva? Merry Christmas.
Treva would hate everything except for stuff that is Wenwood. Actually, he would like this hat. He would actually like a... Let me get it out. Treva would love this hat. Treva would absolutely love this hat. Treva would love this hat. I would actually want to buy this. I'm not sure. Anyways, that's pretty much all we're gonna get through this stream. Thank you a lot for 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate the kind messages. I appreciate all the nice words. And yeah, here's to another strong year, hopefully. And here's to the eventual next live stream I'll do that'll focus on something else. Evil Treva be like, I hate Wenwood. True. True. Evil Treva would hate Wenwood. Yeah, I have a lot of Roblox reviews planned. Anyways, yeah, this is the first solo stream I've had in a while. Thank you for coming. All of you. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate all the kind words. And yeah, see you soon, hopefully, when this next stream topic I'm going to do comes out. Alright, see y'all later.